An essential piece of media technology to my A2 product was Blogger. On the site, I am easily able to upload my flowing consciousness as a type of online diary. As my 45 plus blog posts show, I kept up to date on presenting where in my creative journey I was and the progress I was making throughout the pre and post production stages. As I would have had an idea or influence come to me, I can easily embed and upload where my ideas are currently taking me in my planning stages. In allowing my blog to be open to fellow students and tutors in the early stages of construction, this allows for easier critiquing and offering suggestions. An idea for the short to be black and white with a tint during the scenes where we're in the room was a student suggestion.
I had another idea to I was thinking of it on the way home. I was thinking about turning something that's like harmless and child related, like, I don't know, playing with Action Mans or Barbie dolls, whatever kids do, like just something harmless like Lego, and turning that into something like dark and twisted. So I was thinking what I could use, and then I thought of a game of Snap, like game of Snap, and turning that into something that can have like torturous consequences. So I came up with like a small scenario of like four people around a table, they're playing Snap, and as they turn the card over, it has like a forfeit or a consequence that they have to do, and you can either find a consequence randomly, like two consequences, and you have to do whatever it says on the card, or you could like play it strategically and find a less like harmful consequence and try and aim for that one.
Word, Excel, and PowerPoint were all useful to creating my risk assessments, questionnaires, and my initial pitch for my product. It was through this initial pitch that the idea for me to start as a documentary for my A2 product was changed into a short film following the brief questionnaires that I made. Essay writing was also essential to formulating cohesive ideas and even the screenplay for my short film, to which I used Grammarly to offer great improvements on my punctuation and grammar in these essays. Both Bluetooth and AirDrop were useful in being able to keep in touch with my fellow actors, email ideas, and transfer sound files to my fellow actor who also offered music advice. Communication was key through the planning stages, as the garage in which we shot in would not have been so easily cleared and cleaned out had it not been for the communication between myself and the owners of the garage. The internet was useful in gathering information, specifics on what qualifies as a short film, to which I used the BBFC site to inform me on this. I was very adamant to establish exactly what a short film was, as this allowed me to experiment and develop my own mixture of genres, to which is reflected very much so throughout my entire research stage and actually shown through my construction stages. The internet was very useful also in being able to provide a source for props, sound effects, and tutorials on how I would later edit my movie to a higher standard of editing. The Sony HD camera was used for all my primary shooting stage and did any additional reshoots that were needed to be made. I opted for this particular camera rather than the more advanced JVC because of the simple fact that I was very proficient with it, thus saving time to be able to be more creative and actually get into using the technologies for creating my film. During the construction process, Adobe Premiere Pro on the Mac was used to upload footage, edit, and export my product to Blogger. As referenced before, the internet was very useful at offering tutorials on how to edit in Premiere Pro and later in my evaluation. As referenced before, the internet was very useful at offering tutorials on how to edit in Premiere Pro and later on in my evaluation, which showed me how to operate the green screen and teleprompter. Across all my print product photos, I used the Fuji X-E1 to take still photos. I favoured this camera over the Sony HD camera, as not only did I want to convey the combination between my main product and ancillary products, I wanted to ensure that my print products were of sufficient quality to which they could be graded upon. In taking influence from Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, I wanted to convey some life through my score of my film, which led me to download LMMS and creating my own score. Again, using video tutorials, I created my own score at the same time as editing pieces of my short, to which I believe allows these two elements within the film to speak to each other. The music is able to actively respond to the new plot points and information which is shown throughout the film. YouTube was an essential piece of technology through my evaluation stages. In being set a deadline for the end of post-production, this stimulates real-life deadlines for release of any kind of movie. In publishing my product to the Media YouTube channel, this provides the same feeling of distributing my short film to the mass audience that is the internet. Prezi offers the service of being able to show visually pleasing progression of my A2 project using the flow of Prezi to demonstrate my journey. In having used Prezi last year for my AS evaluation questions, it was not hard to decide that I wanted to use it again because of the simplicity and intrigue as the slide guide glides from one slide to another. For one of my evaluation questions, I made a green screen director's commentary in which I spoke about one of my questions in detail. I decided to use this method as in my AS I chose not to use it for my evaluation questions, instead deciding it would further suit my progression over the 2 years if I opted to do it in A2. I decided to use this particular media technology as not only is it suitable for a director to discuss the behind the scenes of their movie in the bonus features, but it also acts as a self-reflection